You could also just put this jug in a tub of hot water. That works too. My Hilux here is due for some rust protection, and that's what we're gonna do in this video. We'll be using some of that fluid film stuff. I thought it would be a great opportunity now to do a proper video of how I'm rust protecting this 2020 model Toyota Hilux. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. There's some pins inside here that you operate with pressurized air, and they lock inside of those. There's multiple of those like holes in this bar that's bolted to the top here, and so that locks this in place. It's just this lift is quite old and a bit rusty. I don't entirely trust it, so I put these 2x6s here just for extra safety. At least it gives me a backup. It's looking quite nice under here. This is actually stainless, I think. Let's see if I can find that fluid film stuff. We'll put it on the bench here. I have a few different cans here. These are basically all the same. This is just a black version of this. This one's different. This is a gel BN, and it's much thicker. It's almost like your regular grease gun type of grease, but I'll use this at the most exposed areas where I can reach with the brush. And then this is mainly for the areas you can't reach and where you want it to creep as much as possible. There is one product that creeps a little bit better than this one, and it's called Liquid A by Fluid Film as well. But this one has a nice balance between durability and creeping. So this one is your go-to standard for fluid film protection. This is the one you see in most videos on YouTube where people spray it on as an undercoating on the vehicles. These two are exactly the same. It's just, I don't know why they're on different containers. And this one has the Norwegian labels on them, while this one has the English ones, so that's why I'm showing you this. We'll be brushing on this and then spraying on this on top of that afterwards. So I haven't applied fluid film for, this is now 2 years ago I applied this. It's this thick stuff, the fluid film gel BN is what I'm brushing on right now. On this super exposed area here, there's still some of that stuff left from 2 years ago. So that's pretty good. Now I would still recommend that you do this once every year, even with that thick stuff, just to be safe kind of. Alright, so I'm done with brushing. All of the most exposed areas are now brushed with that thick fluid film stuff. On the frame, on the back of the axle here, on the back side of the drums, inside of the frame here, and outside. The mounting bridge for the gearbox, all around here, and these. So I like to heat this stuff up a bit, just to make it more viscous. It'll flow better in the spray gun. And so previously we had a gas stove that I just put this on, but we don't have that anymore. So I need to figure out something else. And I do have a plan. We'll see how that goes, but I'll have to clean this out a bit. All right, let's put some of that stuff in here. You could also just put this jug in a tub of hot water. That works too, because you'll get more of this stuff out of the jug by heating up this entire thing. But I'm not going to do that right now. This time we're just going to do it like this. Actually, let's shake it a little bit. Now, if you do too much, you can just pour it back in once you've heated it up. Now, to heat this up, I have a plan. Are you seeing my plan? Sometimes my genius, it's frightening. Ouch! That's hot, by the way. Sometimes my genius, it's frightening. God damn it! That's hot too. Sometimes my genius, it's frightening. Now we need the spray thingy. There's still some left in this. Might have to heat it a little more. All right, that's good. Now I'm going to start inside the frame, and for that we're going to use the probe. This thing, and it just clicks in. It's like a quick connect. And that's it. Now there should be various holes in the frame. I know there is on this one because I've done this before. There may be some plastic plugs in those holes, it varies, but most frames have some holes that you can stick the probe in. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now we just need the compressor, which makes a lot of noise, so I might just do this as kind of a time lapse with music, so you don't have to listen to the compressor running all the time. That gets annoying very fast. If you don't want to listen to music and watch me do this, then you can just skip ahead with the timestamp in the description, or just look at the timestamp I'm showing on screen right now. Cue the music.
Where folks call home, and on to Carolina, place where I was born. We're 6 in Austin has really gone downhill, but not as bad as my backseat where I stayed in Amarillo. Not much further to California, just a couple one-night stands, and I'm wrapped up in my baby's arms again. Good God, I paid my dues from Albuquerque on to Arizona, from Boulder City up to Idaho. I'm getting a little too good, Lord, singing these old blues. Good God Almighty, Lord, paid my dues.
All right, so we got it all covered now. The pumpkin and the axle, I mean, it's never going to rust through, so not really necessary. But the brackets for the shocks and the springs and stuff, those are the ones that rust and go out eventually. All of these brackets is where you really want to cover everything inside of these holes and stuff, because this is thinner material. It'll rust and then the shocks fall off, and yeah. Oh, I haven't done anything inside of that, so I need to do that. But everything all under the bed, all of those cross members underneath the bed are filled with fluid film. This bridge here, everything inside the fenders here, up and in through there. Not sure exactly how well the camera picks it up, but you can see I got a bit of overspray here. You can see it's kind of shiny underneath, so yeah, all of this. Made sure to fill the entire frame. I made triple sure actually, and all up in the channel for the drive shaft and the gearbox, around the gearbox. Especially one place that you really want to make sure that you get with this stuff is up above the fuel tank. Prime location for salt and dust and gravel, water will collect on top of here and it'll kind of just sit there. I got all up in the skirts here. Yeah, I've covered everything. The only thing I haven't done is inside of there, which I need to do now. And then also we need to do under the hood. So when I first treated this car, I took off, like I did, it was really thorough. I think I used, if I remember correctly, I used 2 of these and then 2 of that thicker stuff as well. I took off this step ladder so that I could get to all of those plugs right there, you see. All of those, there's a few of them across here. I took out all of those, and there's some plugs in the doors as well. I took those out and I filled all the doors. So this is actually also a door. There's 4 doors on the car. These are kind of smaller ones. But I filled both doors with fluid film. Inside the fenders, there's a bed protector on this truck, and so I took all of that out. I filled everything with fluid film. Took out all of these knobs here and removed the wheel. I removed this plastic shroud. Filled the entire inside of this body panel here with fluid film. Up inside through here, like on the back there. I did that now as well actually. And the same at the front. I took all of this off. And there's some plugs here. I had to replace a few of them because I broke them. And I filled this body panel too with fluid film. Inside the doors, inside the mirror, everything. Like wherever I could get my spray gun or a probe or anything, like the entire car. Like I used a lot of fluid film. A lot. The car was dripping fluid film like the first 2 weeks because I just put so much on there. And mainly like 50% of what I used is behind all those shrouds and behind the fenders and behind body panels and stuff like that. So I'm pretty confident that there's still like a nice layer of fluid film behind there. So for the treatment next year, I might actually go ahead and at least pull some of the shrouds off and see if there's still good coverage of fluid film behind there. But I'm not going to do that this year. So what I did this year was basically just cover everything that I could access without disassembling anything. I'm going to lower the car and we're going to do under the hood, and then I think it's done. Firstly, I'm going to get that spot that I missed that I showed you. It was inside of here. Let's get all of these double safety 2x6s out of the way. This lift is a bit wonky sometimes. It'll hang up on one of the towers here, like it'll lock into the safety mechanism. I have to jiggle it a little bit, and it can be a bit finicky to get the car down. So we'll see how it goes. Whatever happened now hasn't happened before. As you can see, the wire there has jumped out of its snatch block thingy leading wheel. There's like a couple of snatch blocks inside of here, and apparently the wire has jumped out of one of them. So I'm holding the camera straight now, and you can see it's tilting downwards that way. That makes it bind into the safety mechanism inside of there. So I'm gonna have to figure something out here to kind of manually release that safety mechanism. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna solve this, but we'll just have to figure it out, I guess. So I'm thinking that maybe if I can put some pressure on that locking bar thingamajig, then maybe it's enough to where it'll slide past one of those holes. But what can I use to make that happen? See what happens now. That did nothing. Can you come and hold this for me? So I had it the other way around. There's a locking pin right there, inside of there. And so I tried to push this in, but that just made it worse. So now I'm gonna try to pull it out, and hopefully that safety lock right there will slide past that hole. All right, let's try that now and see what happens. Oh yeah. I don't know if I'm getting my hammer back out, but let's get that hammer out after I've driven off the car. So I'm just gonna let it all the way down, as far as it'll go. All right, that's good enough. Let's pop the hood here and do the last touches of fluid film in there, and then drive off. And for this, I'm going to use a different atomizer. I'll be using this one. There you have it, fluid film treated. The entire undercarriage, inside the frame, inside up under the fenders, under the hood, everything is now coated and it's ready for another winter season on salty and messy roads. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. If you liked the video, please hit that like button, it really helps me out. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.